I don't know if I'm okay. I don't see the light of day. Looking up to higher ground, thinking that'll be a sweet escape. These days gotta schedule the romance. They say that love is a slow dance. A short bike ride to the crib, using no hands. Oh, did it feel like I'm floating? But I'm falling with both eyes closed when I let the world spin. Testing the water, she got my nerves tense. Back when I ain't even have a purpose, I was so eager to learn some things. Anxiety bring out the worst in me. Society paint me as enemy. My making it by that remedy. I'm more occasional, don't do it regularly. Backs under my eyes, weighing down heavily. Mama been worried, the devil allegedly deep in the plan. Subconsciously wanted it since I was 10. I thought I was sharp on my scroll and my pen think it did. So mama found she to them legs. She told me that's not who I am. But nowadays I put on for the fam, see you when I can. I'm surrounded by my feelings, I'm stuck on a Ferris wheel. I bet I perish with 140 acres. She wants the horse and the carriage, a porcelain portion of garbage. I talk to the mirror, I know that life's not the fairest. I lost my can, I can't pay off the bills with the blessing. I'm sure I relate to the Reddit page. It's feeling like money is everything. Money is everything. It's everything I need. Till I lay my eyes on you. I don't know what this is, yeah, but I feel like it's real, baby. I don't wanna pretend, no. I just wanna come clear, wanna see you again. I wanna see you again. I wanna see you.
Okay. What's up with y'all? We in the lab. Tall boy, how you living, brother?
Hey man, it's another week. You know what we do. We here to bring value. We got some people watching, hanging out with us. I appreciate you.
Yes.
You on the knobs, the turntables,
Watch
the wheel.
out. I'm on the techniques. I'm on the ones and twos tonight.
Nah, I don't know about the ones and twos, but you're out there. I'm
Yes,
giving
sir.
it to you.
Yes, sir. So. Yes, sir. I tell you what, let's give a shout out. Let's go and get into it. Let's give a shout out to the folks that are joining us. Look, we got Sammy Superstar. Hold on, let me get the comments lined up.
Look, he got a new camera out there.
Yeah.
What's that? Did he get the EOS R3? Did he get the Sony? I mean, he got something out there that's really, really big. So I'm glad the live streaming community is taking care of him because he had an unfortunate situation. Yeah. But we all love you, Sammy, and just know that it is what it is. You know, we out here. We got you, bro.
That's a good man. Yeah, we glad you're back online, Sammy. So what's up to you? Hit the spot 1006. How you living? Okay.
Oh, man.
We appreciate you. Yeah, she asking who running the show. Again, I'm over here on the wheels of steel tonight. So
he got it.
We on the West Coast tonight. We on the West Coast. Yeah. Lisa Maria, how are you? Good to see you again.
That's New York. New York.
Yep. So, you know, we got our show. We got some topics to talk about. You know, I got something on my mind, and Tall Boy does not like it, but I'm going to try to even out the conversation tonight because we got a guest in the back room. You guys know him from other shows, other events as well. So before we even get started, let me bring in my man, EB, Eric Burks. Talk to us, brother. How you living?
Oh. Hey, I'm trying to live clear, but as you can see.
What you got? You got some extra bokeh going there in the background that you don't want? Is that what it is? That's all right.
Man, I got my Spider-Man going back there. No, how's everybody going? How's everybody doing? Thanks for bringing me on the show. I'm definitely excited.
Now you just kind of forced yourself on the show, but it's all good.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's all right.
He just called me like, "Look, I want to be on this week." Like he just straight Debo to everybody. Like we gonna be on today. So,
well, all right, cool. You know, EB is family, so we can do that. So we can do that. I tell you what, brother. Yeah, give the people a little rundown of who you are. I'm gonna give you the spotlight right quick. Tell the folks who you are and where they can catch you, like on social media.
Right now I am displaced. We had a little fire, but anyway, enough about that. Let's talk. Eric the site is ericburks.com. Do my photography and my cinematography deal. And you can reach me there. You can reach me at Eric Anise on Instagram. If you want to reach out, let's chop it up.
See, the man is being modest, Tall Boy. I've seen the man behind the lens, behind the camera. See, we do video. EB is a master when it comes to photo, folks. So if you're down in the LA area, Southern California, definitely check him out, and he can take care of some nice photos for you. I've seen his work, and he's done some good things in the past. So man, don't be modest. There's no modesty on the live, man. We gonna give you your flowers while we can, huh?
I appreciate that.
Definitely. Now, you haven't been on the lab since we've had different segments, and we've got a segment called Your Week in Tech. You are guest, so tell us, do you have anything that you have recently purchased, anything that you've got coming from Amazon that you want to talk about?
Actually, I do. Actually, you know what? I just bought a new car, and in the car, you can buy these little facades, right? So anyway, I got a 370, the new 370, not the new 370Z, but a 2016, really nice. What I'm trying to do is make my screen look like the Tesla screen, and they got this facade. Yeah, they straight up got this facade where you can actually put in an Android tablet. There's one actually for an iPad, but so I have a what is it, a task or a chore that I'm going to do. Probably this next weekend, and maybe I'll let you know how it comes out, and then a couple of items that'll go in with that to give it that Tesla look and feel. But I'm excited. Hopefully I don't mess it up.
You literally just bought the car, right? So hold on. So let me understand this. You've got a screen in the ride, and now you about to mount some. You said a facade to make it look like a Tesla.
No. There's no screen in it. You got the regular deck that comes stock, right?
Yeah.
And what this is going to do is allow me to put in a tablet that'll make it that look like it's but the facade, the plastics mount into your car so that everything looks professional, so it looks like it's part of the car.
I got you. I immediately started thinking back in the day when cell phones first started coming out and everyone was faking they had a cell phone, and then they just mount the antenna on the lens. So that's what I was thinking. I had to get that straight though. It's all good.
Hopefully this will work. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Rich Vibes, we see you, brother. Sorry I couldn't make your stream the other day. I will definitely try to get there next time. I was up in the mountains, brother, had zero internet, but I understand Tall Boy was there and there was a lot of other folks. So put your link in the comment, and I will make sure that folks get a chance to see where you're at. So shouts out to you, Rich Vibes. Appreciate you.
So Rich Vibes, I checked out his show. He's really a house guy. I'm more of an R&B, hip hop, down south, rap music guy. And but he wanted us to watch the show. I checked it out. So I was, I was there on behalf of the family. And what he's doing now is he has a screen, and he's basically, if you have a company or a business, he's now running ads on his live mix show. And if you would like to get your company or your product supported, or get some type of extra exposure, he's literally just throwing your graphic up on the screen, and he created one for us. So I thought that was very nice of him to we were his first partner or collaboration, or we got a little extra pub on his show, and it's a 2-hour mix show, if I'm correct, on Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern, I think 11 o'clock your time. So but he's in the UK, so I mean this is a global audience. So he had about 65, 70 people on his show. So I mean all he's doing is growing, and so Rich Vibes, keep doing what you're doing.
Love it.
Appreciate it.
Love it. Tall Boy, go on. What you got? You got anything for the weekend tech, man?
Did you check your email? I know it was last minute. I just threw it out there while EB was talking, but you already know what I did. I was shut down. I didn't go anywhere. I'm telling you right now, I had opportunities to go to concerts, to go to events. I literally shut everything down because, if you're a gamer, if you play basketball, the biggest game came out of the year, NBA 2K22.
Mm-hmm.
And I told you how to get the hustle last week. Go onto your Cash App. If you have not bought the game yet, there's a thing called Boost. And then you click on Boost, and it doesn't only just do it for the PlayStation Store or the Xbox Store, but they even have other deals where you can do Domino's, you can do 7-Eleven, Starbucks, where you get like 10% off if you use your Cash App card. Well, I saw it was 15% off of any purchase. And what I did was I bought the game through my Cash App as opposed to buying it at the PlayStation Store. Excuse me, as opposed to buying it at GameStop or Walmart. So I got 15% off. So the game was $100, so I got the game for $89 as opposed to $99.
I'm not mad
Can't
at you,
beat that,
boy.
right?
I'm not mad at you.
So I saved me some money. So I'm telling you now. So if you got a Cash App, there's a thing called Boost. If you don't know about it, click in it, and if there's a store, a restaurant, or something that you like to shop, even the grocery store, they have a one-time purchase with 10% off. And if you use
to my my Rodecaster Pro. That's the mic that I had up until 2 days ago. Shouts out to Rich Graham in the Ecamm community though, who picked up my SM7B. So yeah, that's what I got. Just buying some more gear. Got a couple more lights going. Went with some new lights as well to try to brighten your boy up. So I'm just spending money. We just try to keep the economy going up in here, man. We up here. So Hit the Spot says you looking a little lost, man. You all right?
Me or yeah. I'm good. Yeah. I'm just letting you just talk about all the money you spent. That's it. I'm trying to tell people how to save money.
Yeah.
You over there talking about all the money you just spent. And then Eric gonna make you spend even more money today. So I mean,
yeah.
I'm supposed to be your friend.
Oh my!
I'm just saying, I'm just supposed to be your friend. Now these are the two ballers over there. You know, when you live out there in California, you know, I mean, you gotta you live big. You know, you work hard. You gotta, you know, you dream big. You gotta have it. So I get it.
Let's move on. But let me give some shouts out first of all to the Old School Tuesday turn up in the building. What's up, family? We need to get you back online streaming because I know I miss your show. So hopefully they're coming back before too long. So what is next, folks? Spending all this money. Let me go and get this money now, right? So y'all know we do the stock stash party, and tonight is the Honest Company. What's her name? The actress Jessica Alba. Yeah, I think she's the one who owns the Honest Company, right? So go ahead and claim that stock, get that money. Folks, you guys know this is how we do. If you are not investing, taking care of your finances, if you're not diversified, then there's a problem. I highly recommend and support Stash as a way to buy incremental and fractional pieces of Fortune 500 organizations. So they actually have crypto, they have traditional stocks as well. These stash parties, as they're called, happen regularly every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time. And again, you just log in and you're able to accumulate some additional stock of that particular company. Use my link right there at the bottom and you get actually $20 of a stock as well when you set up your account. So get it in, get it done, because you need that financial security.
That's pretty cool.
So real quick, do you know what the Honest Company is? Like, do you know anything about it?
I know that they make a lot of home goods and they make a lot of stuff for kids. So kind of more natural cleansers and cleaners for babies and for young adults and things like that. So she's really focused on creating some of those products. So less pesticide usage and creation and harvesting of components and products as well. So that's kind of the focus. I see them in Target and I always see them in like the baby aisle, right? Because they got all of the cleaner fabrics and stuff like that. So I don't know. I just picked up some stock in the company. I'm diversifying, right? You know, EB over there, Mr. Crypto, Mr. Blockchain, Mr. Bitcoin. I'm trying to get as much as I can in the business. But
I do dividend. I do dividend investing. I'm not. I stay with the stock too.
Love it. All right, let's. What you want?
I'm just gonna say this real quick about the Honest Company for the ones who do not know. It's almost like like he said, a baby consumer goods type company. that's founded by the actress Jessica Alba. They have they did $250 million in sales in 2016, and was valued shy of $1 billion in 2017. And basically it's owned by Jessica Alba, and they serve the United States and Canada, and plans to launch its beauty line products in Western Europe in 2019. So that's a little bit about the Honest Company. If you are not familiar, their website is the honest.com. That's their website.
And you're saying they're all natural products, right? They're all natural, no parabens and jazz like that. Is that what it's about?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I see diaper, I see baby.
It's been a long time since I've been in the diaper aisle, so I can't recall.
Beauty, bath and body, cleaning. So, like if you're looking for like bathroom cleaner, glass cleaner, sanitizing wipes, dry skin, prenatal, post-pregnancy, they got all kind of stuff in that regard. So, hey, we own a piece of it. That's it. Yeah. Go get you some. Stash Stock Party.
Look at you,
put your link up. I didn't hear the beat today.
You missed the beat. Don't worry about the beat, brother. I'm behind the ones and twos today, so it's all right. What you need to worry about, and this is honest feedback coming from the community. Sammy says you might need to work on that exposure. Sure. Maybe is your white balance right? You can't stay in automatic white balance, brother. You don't stay at auto white balance. You see back here we fully balanced and fully corrected. I'm just telling you that's what the community is saying. They're saying you look a little overexposed. Don't get upset. Please don't get upset with Sammy, because that's our dude. Don't get upset. See, here we go.
Here we go.
Even you don't know what you walked into, man. Let's go ahead and get focused. Let's get focused, y'all. So Apple had a little event the other day. I facetiously say a little event.
That's right.
But don't, God, the hate right there, the hate.
You take me off the screen for this whole segment. I'm just going to chime in the background. Go ahead.
I take you off the screen. No. So we knew they were going to be announcing and talking about the new iPhones. Y'all remember I've worked for Apple for 10 years, so I know better than to listen to the rumor mill. The rumor mill stated that we wanted some new AirPods, and hopefully earlier announcement of some new laptops. We knew that's not going to happen until a little bit later on, so maybe another month. But they did their announcement. They came out with updated iPhone. They came out with an updated iPad. They came out with a new Apple Watch. I'm not even going to say an updated Apple Watch. I'm just going to say a new Apple Watch. And it was somewhat decent. It was what we expected from, I think, the phone perspective. And Eric, I'll let you chime in as well, because you're part of the Apple ecosystem. But have you see it, make him bigger.
Make him sweat back there.
Yeah, Sammy said make him bigger. The phone actually came out, and there were some. There's going to be 4 specific phones, right? There's going to be a 13, there's going to be a 13 mini, there's going to be a 13 Pro and a 13 Pro Max. Sizes are relatively the same in terms of the physical units, right? They're going to be, let me actually take a look at it right here. They're going to be 5.4 inches and 6.1 inches respectively for the 13, and 6.1 and 6.7 inches for the Pro versus the Pro Max. What we did get, which we have been waiting for, which the Android community has had for years, and I think it's finally taken 3 years for Apple to come up with this, was a 120 hertz screen. When I heard that was actually the thing that actually triggered in my head and said, okay, now we got something, because everything else was just seemingly run of the mill, next level updates. We know they're going to update the cameras. All right. The cameras are always going to get some type of different capability. The wide, the ultra, the telephoto. Yeah. Like the wide is an f1.5, which is pretty good. The ultra wide is f1.8. So they let a lot of light in for those lenses. The telephoto lens has a 3 times optical zoom, which is pretty good as well. But those are kind of incremental changes that aren't as impressive, to be honest with you. And maybe that's just me talking, but the 120 hertz screen with the ProMotion display on the on the Pro line is the thing that Apple has been negligent in, and again, literally last 3 years. So, Tallboy, how long your screen right now that you've had for years is probably even more than that. We at 140, 144 hertz in terms of how fast your screen refreshes.
I think it's at 120.
Okay.
Let me while you're talking, I'll look it up.
And you've had that for probably over a year, right? And
I got it last right when the pandemic started, so last March.
Mm-hmm. So the Samsungs have it. All of the
I'm LG.
No, I'm saying the Samsungs have it, the LGs have it, the Pixels have, again, that high, fast refresh rate. We've been waiting for it from Apple and have been tired, to be honest with you, of their marketing term of Retina display screens, right? That's just, no one else says the word Retina display except Apple, but they finally gave us what we were looking for in terms of a quality screen. I'm okay with the camera. What I do like is that, and Evie, I'll let you interject on this as well, that the software capabilities are now spread across each model of the camera. If you recall, the Pro HDR features, some of the Pro features for video before were only on the Max, but now the 13, the Mini, the Pro, and the Max all have the cinematic mode, which they were talking about. So really being able to dial in and get the bokeh, get the automatic quick focusing, those types of things. That's available on all of the cameras, so you don't have to worry about that. Talk to me about what you saw specifically to the phone, and then I'll go into some of the other products there.
Yeah. I'm a weirdo when it comes to the phone because I don't buy it for the phone features. I buy it for the camera features. So I liked that they talked about the cinematic portion, and it does go across all the cameras. That was my focus. My focus is, let me see how they upgrade this camera, because I want to be in if I'm in a tight space, or you're at a CES or an event, you want to be able to throw a nice camera up and have a professional look, or when you're out there, like, now I got this new car now, and I'm trying to make like some nice cinematic type videos. I like a nice camera. It's just convenient than carrying my other camera gear around. So yeah, like I said, I'm a weirdo, and I like the announcement. I love the cameras on these phones, and I like what they're doing with the cameras on these phones.
Yeah.
Are there other nice features? I learned about the other features from other people. So, yeah, as they come out.
Yeah, I mean, they came out with some different colors, which is always, again, everyone wants to be individual when they get their devices, even though we put cases on them. Hopefully you put a case on your phone. What was interesting as well is that they upped the minimum capacity. So we've actually got 100 instead of 64 gig, which is insane. No one really, you run out of space with a 64 gig phone in like a day. But the minimum capacity now is 128 gig, and they go 256, 512, and heck, they got a 1 terabyte phone now, nice. Which, man,
that's nice.
You think about that, a terabyte in your pocket. You got this computer in your pocket with a terabyte of storage. That's amazing, right? We know you're gonna pay for it, but just to have that capability in your pocket is pretty nice. The video is still lacking in my mind compared to Android devices. I do like the fact that we have 4K 60 frames per second. That no online platform supports anything higher than that, but it sure would be nice to have 6K like the Samsung.
I would like to have the option.
It sure, for creators and for video creators like us, it sure would be nice to have something that would create that 6K, because it's out there. But the fact that we're kind of relegated to 4K 60 frames a second, it's more of a want versus a need. But again, I think for the most part, a lot of us will still be streaming and publishing content at probably 1080, just because, again, frame rates. Right, again, because not everyone is going to be on 5G. Not everyone is going to be in a great place where they can actually stream it. So you're going to want to have that option of only streaming and creating content in 1080. That's just all I'm saying.
Yep.
As of course, we're streaming right now in 4K. Yeah, so
the one thing that I like about the phone, it was the price point. I mean, it's a phone that everyone can afford. You can start out with the Mini at $699, and you can tap out at $1,099. So unlike Samsung, that's hitting you with a $1,799, $1,800 phone, shall we say, you're getting something that you can afford. That's something that I definitely appreciated with their price point, as opposed to saying they're starting their phones out at $1,000, $999. you can afford this phone at $699. And then if you're with T-Mobile, you can do the Jump program, and it's something that's affordable. So even though I'm not in your Apple ecosystem, I did respect the fact that they had something that fits for every person. You may not get all the bells and whistles with the $699, but you're going to get the cinematic view. You're going to get the extended battery life. And that's really what you want. You want a stronger battery and you want expandable storage. That's what you're going to want.
That's
so
true. No,
I
that's
definitely give them their props on that. Just being able to say, hey, because like you said, who does 64 gigs? So for the fact that they're starting you out at 128, that's good.
Yeah. That is true. So I would recommend to folks as well, because there were a couple of things that were missing during the conversation that I think folks need to be aware of as well, right? In terms of if you heard about the ProRes and the higher video quality and the video capability, you can't actually do ProMotion. What is it? What is it called? ProMotion display. What was it? There was one thing that they did. Here it is right there. Shooting in 4K with ProRes requires at least a 256 gig iPhone. That really was not made clear during the presentation.
Honestly, the average person,
and the average is not going to worry about that. But again, you get someone like us, you get a content creator, you get someone like a Sammy or Greg Narain that's online right now, folks that are actually out there creating content. That's a big miss by at least not consciously denoting that. Yeah, I think we should already know that if you're going to be shooting in 4K with ProRes, those files are going to be huge. And if you have just 128 gig device, you're going to run out of space in half a day. But again, that wasn't made very clear, but hopefully we're making that right now.
But once again, you got to think this was an Apple event, and it wasn't shot, or it wasn't geared towards the content creators. They were looking at the whole Apple family. So maybe they can do another video, or they can promote it, because somebody like Elisa Marie, who might be in the market for a phone, and she's like, I don't know what ProRes is. Will I get a stronger battery? That's something that she's going to care about.
That's a good point.
Now,
that's a good
somebody
point.
like you or Eric, they're going to say, well, they didn't talk about that. Well, you can do a deeper dive into the phones or something like that. But somebody with a 1 hour event, because I think it was like 1 hour, maybe an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they could have probably put a little piece into it, but by the time you get through explaining that to the average consumer, they don't have time for that. They got fitness and other product offerings that they're trying to get out, as opposed to saying, hey, we're going to talk about this ProRes feature in the 256 gig model and up, and then they can create a video for that, and then now that explains that to the content creator, as opposed to your Apple event, and then you saying, hey, just Becky that lives in Nebraska, or John that lives down in Miami, or Marquez that lives in New York, they just want to know, what do you have that's out there?
Right. And your statement just now is exactly why I made the little joking remark about this was kind of an okay event, right? Because a lot of folks were looking for something specific, and again, trying not to get into the rumors, but the bigger piece, I think, was not the iPhone. It seemingly, when you thought it should have been, the bigger piece, I think, was in my opinion, was actually around the iPad. The fact that they have done a decent upgrade on the iPad and really brought back the Mini to life, because the Mini is just the perfect form factor, right? 8.3 inch display, touch ID on it. The fact that they actually finally are moving to USB-C and moving away from Lightning, that's the smartest move I think that Apple is starting to do. It's unfortunate that they still have kind of a cross ecosystem. We still have Lightning places, and we now have USB coming, but just what USB-C is going to get for you folks is just faster data transfers. So say you're out there finally with your camera, when we finally get outside in these streets, you're taking photos of your travels or whatever, you can transfer those to your iPad really quickly, as opposed to plugging them into a Lightning port with a photo connector, that kind of thing. 5G is coming to all of those devices. Go ahead, Tallboy, you wanted to say?
No, I want you to finish the iPad, because I want to do something else, but go ahead.
No worries. So the Mini has support for the new Pencil which is pretty slick. They did release a updated standard iPad, but that only has support for the initial pencil. And when I first started getting into iPad use and more, instead of just as a consumption device and actually using that more than my laptop, I wasn't as worried about the pencil. But now that I'm actually creating content, I'm actually creating graphics and things like that, the pencil is actually pretty dope. And it's unfortunate that even the smaller, cheaper, well, the cheaper. That was a loud phone ring. I should have put my phone on focus mode. Sorry about that. The 10.2 inch display iPad 64 gig, $329 only supports the initial pencil. So that's not cool. What were you going to say, Eric?
Well, I mean, also remember
Now,
too,
the one thing,
with the USB,
go
with
ahead,
that
Eric.
going to USB, as a photographer, I can connect it directly to my camera now, and now I can actually literally take pictures, edit them at the same time on this device. So I like that a lot without having to buy a bunch of connectors.
Shouts out to you, Ms. Exit. Yeah, it must be Apple calling because they hear us over here talking madness.
Now, another cool thing about the about the iPad Mini, they did live transcription. Is that right, or was it? There
are apps within the App Store which will do transcription as well. So yeah, with the microphone and all the capabilities, you can actually just get an app that'll auto transcribe anything that you say into it.
And that's really slick. Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty slick.
Nice. They just automatically know that whatever you say, it's literally transcribing right there on the screen. And then that way you don't even have to worry about. And I think that this is great because now they're starting to take care of the community of the hearing impaired. Mm-hmm. And now they can now watch your content, if that makes sense. Yep. So definitely big ups to them. Before you go into this next product offering that they had, for the ones who did not get a chance to watch it, remember, I'm not a Apple guy at all, but I knew I had to be prepared for this because I knew James was going to come with his smoke with all of this. But it seemed and it was really the hour. It was actually a good show. But it seemed like they were trying to focus on their product offerings of saying, look, we've been in this pandemic. We're in this with you together. And this is what we're willing to do to help you. And this is what we have to offer. So the phone is a little bit, you need more battery. The transcription, you're not out in public with people. You're at home. So now you need that transcription. He's going to talk about the next topic, which is going to probably be fitness or the watch, and how they just try to talk about how Apple has worked for them in the last year and how they're trying to make it better for you going into 2021 going into 2022. So that's the one thing. It made it seem like you guys are really a family and we're in this with you together. And they even had a few people talk about how Apple helped them prepare for the Olympics, how, somebody almost died, but because they had the watch, it saved them. Yeah. I mean, so it really made it seem like, hey, we're in this with you. And because of this pandemic, we're going to make our products better. So whether James is happy or not happy about what they have to offer, they're trying to make it to where the average consumer that's in the Apple ecosystem, they can make it, how can we improve our products for you during this time of need? Whereas, and this is no shade to Samsung, but they threw it out there, hey, it's $1,800. Who's got $1,800?
Speak on it. That's the truth. That's the truth.
It's $699. So we're we still need to make our money, but it's $699.
But it's $699.
Right. Yeah. And then they also have the Pro Max that's $1,099, so $1,100. So I mean, we have something for every tier. Whereas Samsung said, well, all we have is a $1,800 phone, or we got a makeup compact, camera for $1,000. Nobody wants that. So it just seemed like the Apple event was more for a family affair and saying, hey, this is what we have to offer. So you can talk about the watch or talk about how they incorporated the fitness or however you want to move.
Yeah. I'm going to let EB chime in real quick. You just really are not feeling Apple. But I will say they have always done that. Apple has always pulled at the emotional strings. right? Steve Jobs has wrote the master class on that. So everyone who now is following after him in his footsteps understand how to bring out the emotion, how to say you kind of need this for whatever reason. It doesn't have to be rational, right? But again, this needs to be in your life because it does all of these things for you. It has all of the security, all of the privacy. It has the fall detection. I was just talking to my dad the other night about, the Apple Watches and the fact that they have the auto fall detection on that. You fall down, it'll actually prompt you, should I call 911 or should I call your emergency contacts, things of that nature. So stuff like that, Apple trying to think of what you need before you think you need it. Like when they took the headphone jack out of the phones, right? Everyone was all up in arms when they took the headphone jack out. And now, look, we're all wireless and Bluetooth anyway. Samsung was tripping for a minute, right? And then now Samsung is following kind of in the same path. But it's all conscious the way Apple does that, really trying to pull at the purse strings, trying to pull at the heartstrings. Purse strings because it's costing a little bit more a lot of times, but then also saying that you've got to have this. It's more than just a piece of metal device that's sitting in your pocket. This actually needs to be something that you use to communicate with your family. EB, talk to us, man.
And don't forget that they were talking about the environment as well. So a lot of the stuff is recycled aluminum. I mean, they're really going, like kind of above and beyond. Well, they're trying to, meet the needs of today's environment, if you will. I don't know, using recyclable. I mean, all the parts inside. They didn't mention so much the recyclable stuff that was in the iPhone, but in the iPad, they were talking about a lot of the engineering and stuff was recycled material. So
and you got to say that now, right? I mean, again, you really have to be forward thinking and cognizant of what's going on with the environment and the materials that you use. So it's good to see a lot of these companies doing that. A couple of other things that were mentioned, the Fitness Plus. The only thing that really attracted me to that was the group workouts. So I think that is really cool to be able to challenge your colleagues and people who you have in alignment with on the Apple Watch and push each other, encourage each other, things like that. So that's coming.
Just so you know, you know how we share our Apple Watch, right? So I'm always looking at mine and saying, let me see what he did today. And I try to push more when I look at my watch.
I get mine late at night when I go hit the gym. I'm under the squat rack at 9:00 at night when you're underneath it at 4:00 in the morning. So it's a little bit different.
But it pushes me. I mean, like I said, it's a motivator. You say, your friends, like you said, you challenge each other. That's what I look at. I always go there and I say, hey, let me see what James did today or yesterday. Let me see if I can push the envelope.
I love it. Yeah. Hey, Lisa Maria, the 13 mini, the 5.4 inch one is $699, and the 13 standard, I'll call it, at 6.1 inches is $799. So yeah, that's phenomenal, right? And that $699 mini is 128 gigs, so no longer 64 gigs. So that's definitely, I'm not gonna say it's a steal, but here, so let me say this about the pricing. They actually announced some pretty decent trade-in offers as well. So I'm gonna trade in this 12 Pro Max and get $700 off of my next phone. Right out,
$1,500 phone.
See, right? why you got to go?
Because I got the same thing. But I mean, like you said, when he said the Pro Maxes are like $1,099, I'm thinking, just $1,500 for this one.
Stop it with the logic and the rational conversations, please. Because
I like it though. I like it. I love it. Like you said, getting that the 700. I mean, that's a good deal. That's a good trade-in to me.
Yeah.
If I don't look at it already.
Now the watch was very disappointing for me because the watch there's nothing different about the watch. It's the exact same processor in the current 6. It's the bezel is a little bit smaller, right? I think they said it was like 40% thinner than the Series 6, softer rounded corners. So you're probably going to get just a little bit more of a display on that. Some tricks with software. There's going to be what they call a quick path slide keyboard. So on your iPhones, you know how you can slide across. Android has had this forever as well, but just the fact that you can now slide on the watch and type as opposed to just having a hut and peck all the time. That's cool. New watch faces. That's not impressive. Dust and water resistant. Obviously, that's critical. That's key because you're going to be out there and in the elements, and you want it to be waterproof, water resistant, and dust resistant. Longer battery life, 18-hour battery. We'll see, because honestly, if you're out on your bike and you got your watch on and you're tracking your distance, or you're swimming, or you're doing something, doing a hike, and the watch is tracking all that, that battery just drains too fast. So we'll see if that really lasts for 18 hours. And USB-C charging again. So loving the fact that they're moving away from Lightning and moving to USB-C. So there you go. There is the Apple event. I know I sound a little bit jaded for a man who's deep in the Apple cult. I sound slightly jaded. Tallboy looks like he wants to fall asleep because me and EB have been talking about Apple for, I don't know, 30 minutes or so. Let's move on, unless you got something you want to add as well, sir.
Nah, it was good. I think honestly, you nipped it. I mean, you said it all in a nutshell. I mean, being honest and fair, the watch, is now water resistant, dirt resistant. I don't know what it was before last year, but it just seemed like, okay, it's a nice watch, but who's getting ready to pay $400 for a phone? I mean, for a watch. The iPad Mini, I think it retailed at $500, if I'm correct. My thing was, that's the price of a PlayStation 5. And we kind of joked about it, offline. And it was like, hey, I'm going to put my PlayStation 5 in the backpack and I'm going to keep it moving. The transcription service is great. The USB-C port is nice, but $500 for an iPad Mini, I don't know if that's something that I would be willing to make that, that crossover. Mm-hmm. Now the phone, that's the only thing that really caught my attention because of the cinematic view, the expanded battery power, and the expanded storage, and it's something that's affordable. So out of those three product offerings, that's what I got out of it.
That makes sense. I will go ahead and admit, I will be trading in my 12 Pro Max, and I will get a 13 Pro. I'm not going to get the large 6.7 Max. I'm just going to get the Pro. And I may...
Question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Could you skip another year? Because you didn't get the phone last year. You had the phone 2 years ago.
No, I got it. I lied. I told you I wasn't going to get it. And next thing you know, the willpower is not there, brother. I was going to get that LG Wing, and then the stories came out that LG was stopping making phones. So I said, let me go ahead and stop.
I mean, because here's my thing. Let me ask you this. For anybody that's watching, and Eric and James, you guys be honest with yourself.
Mm-mm.
If they have a phone from 2 years ago, because a lot of people said that they were not going to jump into the 12.
Yeah.
Can they wait another year, or it's 2 years old, I need to jump into it?
I'll let Eric go first.
I couldn't wait. At first, you know what? I wasn't going to get
I'm saying for the consumer. I'm just saying for the consumer.
As a consumer, I wasn't going to get the 12 because of when they made it square. I said, let me check it out. I liked how thin the 11, the 11 Pro Max, it was, I like how big it was. It was thin. And when I got this, I was like, oh man, it feels good in my hand. So I ended up getting it.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't going to get the 12. I wasn't going to go to the 12 Pro Max. And I ended up getting it after can I skip as a consumer? Can I skip it? I'd like to think I have the discipline to skip it and wait. I'm thinking about the 13. I don't know, but then I'm hearing that the 14 might be good. I don't know. I may because the price point to me I think is going to be is good. Like James said, he's going to trade his in. He's going to get $700, so he's really going to get more than half of the phone off. And the next phone is only he'll spend like what $300 on the next phone.
Yeah.
So I think right now it sounds like a good deal, but I don't know. Maybe I might. I don't know.
We'll see.
You're talking for yourself. I'm asking for the people that are watching this show, that'll be watching on.
He said my name. I heard him say my name.
Would you recommend this to a coworker, a friend, a family member? If you have the 2 years removed, so that we're talking about iPhone 11, would you recommend that they go into the 13? James?
What she said.
He said no.
What she said. Right. There's not enough there for the majority of people in terms of what they use. They just want to take pretty cool pictures of their family. They actually probably want to use the phone as a phone, right? So nothing really has changed in that, and 5G hasn't rolled out significantly enough to really put a lot of investment in that. There is a small minority of folks who are going to be using 4K video. There is a small minority of folks who are going to be creating. A lot of folks don't even know how to edit their photos after they take them on this phone, right? And they're still got all of their pictures saved on the phone as opposed to putting them off to a backup storage place. So that's the consumer that we're really talking about, right? Anything older than a 10, anything older than an X, right? The original 10, I would say consider making that jump to a 13 or a 13 mini. But anything newer than that, no, you know what? You're good. You've got more than enough capability. You've got more than enough functionality as well. All the apps work. So just stay with the one that you've got, unless you really, really feel like you got to be on that leading edge, not the bleeding edge, but you need to be on that leading edge with Apple products and Apple ecosystems. So
that's fair.
Honestly, James, you know what? You do the development piece of it. So is it the 15 that gives you the cinematic? So when you upgrade with the 12 camera, will be okay running the cinematic view? What do you
well,
think?
you mean the third? So every 13 will have cinematic mode, which is different than again before.
Is it software? Okay, so it's not just software.
Right. It's just something that's integrated into, I think, the A15 chip.
Bionic chip.
Yeah, it's something that's built into the chip, which again is very different than what Apple has done before, because before they would add only those Pro features in not even just the Pro model, but in the Pro Max model. So it's pretty cool to see cinematic mode. I think everyone's going to use it. Everyone who's got a 13 is going to use that. So that's pretty cool. I'm running iOS 15 right now, and it doesn't have cinematic mode built into it. So again, it's definitely part of the hardware in and of itself.
Thank you.
Well, You heard it here first. Like I said, I'm here to save you money. But if you want to go out there and ball out, by all means, go get it. Spend the $500 on the mini, spend the $400 on the watch, spend the $699 to $1,100 on the phone.
Crazy.
I'm just saying. I'm just trying to save you a couple of dollars. Don't say Tallboy didn't try to hook you up. Some people say that they did not understand tech. We broke it down. We put it in plain English for you. And it's just on you to make the decision on whether or not you want to do this or not. So if you have to have the latest phone and you want to just be able to say, I got it, by all means, go get it. No one's not knocking you. But if you're saying, hey, I really want to make this investment, money's a little tight, I could probably invest over here, you could wait another year. That's all I'm saying.
Wow, I love it. Let's move on, brother. That's pretty good, though. Let's get
into. I was being fair. Was that not being fair?
You were. You actually spoke more on Apple stuff than I've ever heard you. So I'm glad this is recorded because I'm gonna use this as kind of like a highlight reel moving forward.
You're an Apple person, didn't know it.
Oh, don't start. Don't do
that. Don't do that.
Tallboy, talk to us a little bit about Microsoft and Microsoft now allowing you to go fully passwordless. What does that mean?
Okay, so talk to me. Put in the comments, do you have a Microsoft Hotmail account? Do you use Microsoft at all? Do you use their passwords? Put in the comments right now. Let us know whether or not you use anything that's Microsoft. Basically, starting today, you can now go passwordless. So, quite naturally, we already know with passwords, we all have 50 passwords. We got to use a password manager, or some of us are lazy enough and we just use the same password for everything else. Now, Microsoft allows you to, if I'm correct, sign into your accounts with an app called the Microsoft Authenticator app, or Windows Hello. Mm-hmm. And it's basically a security key or an SMS email verification code instead of the password. So basically, you just send a message to your phone. You verify that it's you, and only you have that password because it's locked into your phone. I keep doing this with no phone in my hand. So so you got your phone. It texts you and it lets you know, is this you? You're verifying that is this you. So basically, because of COVID, because we all had to go remote, they just sped up the process to say, hey, we're going to go passwordless. And this might be really the wave of the future. Google is working on this. Microsoft just so happened to beat them to the punch. So the question is this something that you're interested in? Is this something that you think is a cool idea? It's no longer just to think about work or home or anything in between. You have it. You have access. I mean, you just literally I'm logging into my account. You attach your phone number to it. It sends you a text message. Is it you? If it's you, you get right in. If it's not your account. So you don't have to worry about being hacked anymore. And that's pretty much what it is. Now, how to go about doing it, it's a simple process to remove your old password. You'll have to have the Microsoft Authenticator app installed, linked to your Microsoft account. Once that's complete, you visit account.microsoft.com. So that's account.microsoft.com and choose Advanced Security. I don't know if you can pull that up on the phone. Well, you can't pull it up. Choose Advanced Security options and then enable passwordless accounts in the additional security section. And then you can approve the change from the Authenticator app and your password, and you'll be password free. And you can always reverse it by unchecking the box when you go into the account. So, I mean, it's pretty simple. The question is, if you don't want to remember passwords anymore and you use Microsoft Hotmail, you use Microsoft or whatever things that Microsoft is attached to. I don't know if it works with Xbox or not, but I'm starting to see this with Spotify. I'm starting to see this with YouTube. I'm starting to see this with some other softwares or apps that we're already using. But the fact that they launched this first, this is pretty cool. So I think Apple iOS 15 and Mac OS updates, basically saying passkeys and iCloud keychain feature. They tried an attempt to replace passwords with a more secure login process. And then Google is working towards a less reliance on passwords as well. So, and same with Chrome. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been out though. What do you think? Because I feel like it's just in most accounts, like in Coinbase exchanges, right? So your crypto exchanges, they use, it's called two-factor authentication. So you have your password and then you do your second authentication. So what it sounds like to me is now they're just taking out the password piece and saying, hey, this two-factor authentication seems to be working a lot better because now you get a new, you're saying, hey, it's almost like a new password all the time. I feel like it's smart, but now how does this work? I don't know. Remember when back in the day you used to be able to hack your iPhone, and then you had this thing called a spoof. You can spoof a number. So you call a number and it puts a number. You know what I mean? How are there ways around? Do they say that this is now that we can just merely go to the authenticator, because Google has an authenticator, Microsoft has an authenticator, Okta has an authenticator that we use when we were VPN into work. So they're out there, but how did they say? Is it? What's the word I'm trying to think of? Oh my God.
So for the most part, why you think of that? I know it threw you off is when Tallboy came out with that Minute Maid bottle. That's what threw your mind off when you saw that. Authenticator's been out there for a while, right? And Google has theirs as well, but it is two-factor authentication. So let me pivot right quick, folks. With YouTube accounts that are monetized, come November, you're going to have to enable two-factor authentication, or else you won't be able to remain monetized with the platform. And that's where a lot of this is going. So Tallboy, that's why you saw when we were doing some things a couple of days ago, you had to log out and log back in. The idea behind this, again, is just to validate that it's you trying to log into the account. Being able to spoof this, it's tied to your phone number. So if someone has your phone, then they can get your credentials and they can authenticate into your account. But that's really the only way that they'll be able to authenticate as you. So as long as you physically have that device, if you've lost that device, you can set up another means of authenticating, maybe an email or maybe like it was saying, an SMS call to another number, things of that. But it is pretty locked down, pretty secure. There are always ways to get around these types of things, but this is a alternative to folks that are using stuff like 1Password. that are using stuff like, gosh, what's the other one that's out there that's pretty big for
like Norton? I think it's Norton. Norton
right? Is one right there. So instead of having to worry about a master password, instead of having to have multiple passwords, even highly encrypted ones at the different facilities that you use, have one central encrypted application on your mobile device, authenticate to the financial platform that you're trying to use or the email platform that you're trying to use. I saw Alex said that he uses Microsoft Teams. LastPass. Thank you, sir. Yeah, LastPass. But authenticate to Microsoft Teams. Boom. It sees that it's you because you've got the device. You put in the code and you're in. It really is quite simple. I use it every day. I do. I use Authenticator from Google and from Microsoft every single day, and I haven't had any issues with connectivity. So, wave of the future is coming, folks. It's a good thing. Don't fight this. Yeah, don't fight the technology, because at the end of the day, they're cybersecurity, cyber resiliency, cyber hacking has always been something that we've even talked about here. So this is really just another means of helping the consumer help themselves.
Look at what happened with the HBCU Howard. Somebody hacked into their system. I wonder if they had this authenticator, would they have not been hacked into where they have to shut classes down?
Good point.
So just think about that. Think about the schools that have been hacked, and we've had stories where we talked about governments where organizations, nonprofits. I mean, basically these hackers, they don't care. I mean, all they see is green. They don't see white, black, needy, handicapped. They don't care. All they see is you got a website, run me my money.
Yeah.
So and that's it. So maybe with this might eliminate a lot of that, and just embrace it. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah. Let me throw this up here too, because Alec, shouts out to you, Mr. Johnson, tuning in from Thailand. Adobe has their authenticator, and Adobe's is slick, right? It just knows that you're trying to log into your Creative Cloud environment, and it authenticates you on your phone. Right. There's no complicated mechanisms around it, right? You set up the environment, you tell it to call you on your phone and send you an SMS message to the Authenticator app from Adobe. You press OK, boom, you're logged in to all of your credentials, and it just works. So the big companies, the Adobes, the Googles, the Microsofts, got this down, right? And they're trying to really make this very effortless for us, the consumers. So I love that.
I mean, there's always going to be that user accountability, because I mean, you still, just like your password. I mean, a lot of times things are hacked. It's because they know somebody, they get your password. Mm-hmm. You're going to give your password because you don't know what you're clicking on. Typical information. So you still got to protect yourself.
Yeah.
But the software makes it kind of simple, easier to help protect yourself.
I love it. All right. Tallboy, you want to do the call to action? You know what? Hold on 1 second. Before I do that, I want to go back to this question from Dorothy. I was just asking, doesn't the 13 come out on September 24th, but you can order it soon to be on standby when they drop? I'm getting my 13 soon. Yeah, Friday at 5 a.m. Pacific time, this Friday, is when the pre-orders happen, and they will actually be in stores on September the 24th for all the iPhone models. So yeah, wanted to answer that question. You ready, brother? Make it happen.
Hey, everybody. My name is Tallboy. We got my man James Hicks and Eric Burks hanging out with us on The Lab. Why don't you check us out, The Lab, TechShow.live. Check out all our old shows, the one that we have current, and even the ones in the future. And you can also follow us on social at The Lab Tech Show.
That boy is smooth with it, man. And that's pretty smooth, isn't it? He just sound like he's from the radio station. I just want to marinate in that a little bit, right? I just want to marinate in that. 23 seconds exactly, right. and you got it right, brother. That's all good. EV. You gather yourself, brother. I know we have fun, right? If you can't have fun while doing something, why do it? And that's what we do, right? You know. Thank you very much. Look, smooth as silk. Yeah. Mr. Johnson over there talking about it smooth, right, man? I love it.
One take shouted.
That's hilarious. AB, you are here specifically to bring great ad-libbing to the show, for one. I mean, and you're doing that. So you and I will also get back to our unscripted show. We will get that back up on the air. But you came to me with an idea that you wanted to talk about tonight, because again, you were a photographer. So let's talk a little bit about.
Can I throw out a disclaimer first?
Oh my. What's up, brother?
So I know that we have some people on the show, or that are watching the show, that when Eric starts talking about what he's about to start talking about, do not get tuned out, please, because we're all about trying to save you money.
Oh, there you go. There's a disclaimer. Yeah, there's a disclaimer.
We're trying to be real with you. So what Eric is about to share with you, exactly. Say that. Play it one more time.
Damn, son.
Yes,
what Eric is about to show you. I'm just asking you, please do not tune out, because this is for the professional or for somebody who takes photography very seriously. So when you hear what he has to say, he basically deboed us and said, we're going to be on this show today. So I'm just asking you, do not get tuned out. Hear what he has to say. Maybe you know somebody that's a photographer, and you might say, that's nice. But now you'll understand why we charge what we charge when you want photos taken. So all I can say is be mindful. Do not tune out, because we have some more topics we would love to share with you. With that being said, Eric, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I think I'm more with you. Let's talk about this Canon R3 mirrorless camera. The camera is amazing. The things that it can do. The price tag for me.
Yeah, don't look at the price. Don't look at the price.
I'm gonna let you know right now. I'm not buying this camera. When I looked at it, I looked at the teaser. I'm like thinking, oh man, this is a nice camera. This is 30 frames per second. Electronic shutter. All those nice things, all the niceties in the auto focus. You see this thing tracking somebody's eyeball from like a mile away. You're like, oh, this is nice. And then it came down to the price tag. I said, oh hell no, I'm not buying this camera.
Well,
and it's not even $6,000. It's only $59.99.
Yeah. So I would say this though, right? Again, and I've said this before, and folks who know me know I've said this before. You get what you pay for. This is not focused for the end consumer, who again is just out there trying to take pictures of their kids, trying to take pictures at a soccer match, trying to take pictures of their hiking adventures. This is really top of the line. This is it's not even prosumer. This is professional. Yeah. So
professional.
Let me see here. This is
it's a nice camera. I'm not gonna lie. It's a nice camera. It does amazing.
So talk to us. Are you
now? If anybody wanted to get it for me for Christmas,
I'm sorry.
I will gladly accept.
No, they don't even know you, Eric. You already asking people to buy it for you for Christmas?
No.
You asking for people to buy you a $6,000 camera?
I'm saying in general. That's the only way I'm going to go out there and get this camera.
Okay, so talk to me. EOS R3. It's EOS R3. Okay, tell us, outside of the eye tracking, what's so special about this camera?
I mean, the megapixels, the dual card. I mean, honestly, to me, I feel like it has everything the R6. Right now, I'm running the R6. I didn't get the R5 for the reasons that I'm not going to pay $3,000 for a camera, right? I have the EOS R, which, it is a good camera, but the shutter speed, I didn't get the frames per second. When I'm shooting, I want the model to kind of still move around, not just be pose. So I'm shooting, I want that shutter to be moving, right? And, the R6 does it for me. This R3, it does it for me too in tenfold. This bad boy will capture. This camera's nice. This is a nice camera. This is a beast of a camera. And like James said, it's for the professional. Yeah. I'm not at that level yet. I'm not at the level to where I can just spend $6,000 and just drop $6,000 on the camera. I'll do that for a car, but I'm not going to do that for
So remember, you're talking to a lot of Sony folks too, right? So and I'll bring up the picture.
I am a Canon guy, yeah.
This is the comparative offering to the Sony Alpha A1. And folks, again, think about this. When you go to a professional sporting event, when you go to the Atlanta Falcons, when you go to the Atlanta Hawks, when you go to your Steelers, when you see the photographers on the sidelines, this is the kind of camera that they're going to be using. Yep. And the fact that it's mirrorless, Canon got into mirrorless late compared to Sony. Sony started it all, right? Sony is really the foundation of this, but Canon got into it. Now they've got a high-end 30 frames per second continuous shooting mirrorless camera. That's a statement right there, because most cameras will only do 10 to 11 to maybe 12 frames per second continuous shooting. This thing will do 30 frames per second. So that's something there to kind of keep in mind as well. And this is going to be that camera that's going to be on the sidelines at an NFL game, on the sidelines when LeBron is shooting or doing whatever he's doing. In terms of, again, what we're going to be buying from Best Buy or from B&H or from Amazon or whatever, you bet not go out there and buy this camera. If you don't know what you're doing,
invest in a mortgage, you better invest in some vending machines,
and just being on the real, right? Just being realistic. If you are not already at the professional level in terms of taking photos, do not use this as a video device as well. So don't use this as that mirrorless camera that you got plucked over your Mac Mini so you can stream on YouTube. That's not what this is for. I will come and I'll send Sammy Superstar after you if you do that. That's not what this is for. This is really focused on high-end
You're getting media
photography.
Credentials. You're down on the field of your favorite sporting event.
Yeah.
You're at the Met Gala. You're at the
there you go. Make it plain. The Met Gala just happened. Yeah.
You're at L.A.
Cheesecake.
Hollywood Chinese Theater. You're there. See, he's okay. Can we go to the next? What's next, James?
Yeah, he's locked in.
We got people dropping right now.
It's enticing until you see that price. That price is like it's crazy. But I thought this is something to talk about, because marketing is everything, right? Yeah. Marketing is everything. You'll see that, you'll get sucked in the marketing thing. And the next thing you know, somebody's like, hey, I need to take a second out of my house so I can get this camera. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? Some folks are going to, unfortunately, try to justify it to that perspective. It's got all of the expandability and functionality. Yeah. The one thing that I don't like about it is the size of it. The thing is huge, right? The thing, it's got the built-in battery pack, because you would typically buy that separately, but it's got that. It's a huge device. It's obviously very heavy, and we put the professional lenses on it.
Like you said, you're gonna have those big lenses on it, though. You're gonna have those big heavy lenses. You need that balance. You need that. You can't put it on the Sony camera with that thin body. You need that. That massive body to hold those massive lenses.
Yes,
I mean, just the RF lens. Just the RF lens that I got, that thing is heavy. That bad boy, the 85 millimeter, that's a heavy lens.
So now look at form factor, though. The Sony versus the Canon, and this is the equivalent from Sony. Their A1. Again, these are professional full frame mirrorless cameras. This thing is 50 megapixels, full frame. How many? World's first 240 frames per second refresh rate.
Man, the people that are watching,
you didn't know,
80% of them have no idea what we're talking about.
If you had the money to spend, but think about this: if there was something you liked and it was like it was like out of that price range, I mean, you'd be like, you would be enticed to get that, no matter what.
I just like the look of Tallboy looking at you right now. I just like the look of what he's doing to you right now. I'm gonna put that on.
Trust me, I'm not buying it. Trust me, I am not buying that. I am not buying that. Not today, unless I won $1 million.
You win the lottery. You got to hit that Mega Millions or that Powerball. Gotcha.
Right. Then it's a Christmas present for myself.
We're gonna have to vet your subjects next time before you come on the lab, brother. You have to understand that this is.
You have to understand the audience.
You got to know your crowd and your community. But that's all right. We appreciate you coming in. Swooping in, flying in.
It is always nice to dream. It is always nice to see things that, it's like looking at a Lamborghini. I don't know what your thing is, but whatever your thing is, it's like looking at it and saying, damn, what if?
I had sound of
what if?
Be hitting them right now. If I had the sound effects.
If you had some sound, you want some sound effects?
I had the sound effects.
Hell to the no.
With the juice box. You hit me with the juice box?
All right. What's next, James?
Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's talk about what you doing, Tall Boy. Your ventures and TBE Media and things of that nature. Let me go ahead and shine the spotlight on you, sir. Talk to us about what's going on.
Are you on Amazon? Are you on Roku? Guess what? I have a channel, TBE Media. This show gonna be on here.
This show gonna be on here. That's how you end it? Yeah. You need to work on that one a little bit. The other call to action was better, but just,
I should have said this show gonna be on there. Okay,
yeah, get your grammar right. Get your grammar right, brother.
It was more of that "come on down" feeling for me. Come on down,
go ahead, download the channel. You got an Amazon in your house. I wasn't ready, but I just went on and just did what I had to do.
I told you when it was coming.
If you have if you have an Amazon Fire Stick, if you have a Roku TV in your house, by the end of this week, this show is going to be on there. That's it. That's all I'm trying to tell you. We have a channel. Yes. I'm looking for content creators. I'm looking for shows. If you would like to be on, reach out to me. Tallboy at tallboy.us. I got you.
That's all right. You the hardest working man I know, man. That's all right. I like that. I like that a lot.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it.
One more story for the night, folks. This is kind of an interesting story. I always love how whatever stream I tend to be on, we have kind of a social impact story. And I think this was one of them. So why 2022 could be a big year for resignations. Talbot, go in a little detail because you brought it up. And then EB, I'll let you go into the first comment about this topic.
Okay, so basically, there was a company called OnePulse that wanted to collect some data and said they wanted to just see what the climate was for people who are working and how did they feel working for their current employer. And they polled in the UK and they also polled in the United States. And 27% in the UK and 26.6% said that they plan to leave to follow their dreams, leave their current jobs or where they are and follow their dreams. And basically, it's starting your own business, your own e-commerce store, whether you want to do fitness, you want to create content and, be a talk show host, whatever that may be. 27% of Americans and UK, I don't know, Rich Vibes, what do y'all call yourself? American? We could say Americans. I don't know what you guys call yourselves over there, but people in the UK, they want to launch, 27% want to launch their own business. And so we have a few tips of if you choose to go down that route, whether it's if you want to get a website, find out the right hosting spot. What are the best e-commerce platforms, best cloud storage? Because if you're creating content, you got to be able to host video. You got to be able to have a website. You got to be able to put that website somewhere. So the question is, are you happy with your current job? That's number one. Number two, would you even consider leaving and starting your own? And if so, what is that action plan and what is that course of action that you have to start making that happen, to go into business for yourself in 2022?
So Eric, you talk, because we're all entrepreneurial spirits, and we all are not ready to retire, right? And we the three of us are really focused on building our own destiny, making something for generational wealth and things like that. But when you see a story like this, that so many people are starting to have that mindset, are really starting to think about moving away from corporate America, working for, I'm not going to say working for the man, but working for the man, and instead wanting to do their own thing. What are your thoughts about that?
I think that's huge, and I think there's a lot of people out there like myself and like all of us that don't mind working. It's just having to work is the issue. A lot of us have side hustles. I know it talked about these guys working their 9 to 5 still, and having a side hustle and hoping that side hustle kind of overshadows the the main job. I think that's something good to strive for. I think that's something, in this day and age. Think about this. We're showing that we can do more away from the office, on WebExes, on Zooms, on So I think there's a lot that everyone can offer. And I think being a consulting, I think my thoughts were this is going to be a consulting thing. When I read it, I thought people were going to be more now consultants saying, hey, you know what? You don't need to have overhead for me. Now I can just help you remotely, and I thought that's where this was going. And I think that's a good, a lot of companies, there's a lot of remote stuff. There's a lot of governmental companies that still aren't like feeling that, like I'm a consultant, but I do work for the government. And they still want kind of like bodies in the seat type of thing. They're not ready for that remote type of thing. But I think we've shown during this COVID environment that we can get the job done. We can, open airports. We can
That's
open,
a good point.
So I think there's a lot of opportunity. There is a lot of opportunity moving forward in this day and age. So I think that's huge. I think 27. I thought it would be a higher number, but it's not a low number. I think it's a good number. But I think it's something that everyone can strive for and can succeed at.
Yeah.
Especially
they say in the article, retail was the most popular industry for new startups, 15.9%. And then they also said that agriculture and finance was at the lowest. So, but people think that they have a product and they think that they can, say, hey, I would love for you to buy my t-shirts. I would love for you, to buy my hats or whatever material that you have that you feel as if
your own invention.
Your own invention. Exactly. It could be a lotion. It could be a cream or whatever. It could be a wrap snacks. It could be any of that.
They printed this stuff up on a 3D printer. So
what was that?
The fob or the plastics that they made this, that sent this for the 370Z, they made it on a 3D printer. So and you know what? I just realized that 3D printers aren't that expensive. Now the materials that that you're using to print it can get costly, but you make a product that you can just create and invent from home on a 3D printer, you got gold. I mean, like I said, there's opportunity out there. Now, my other question was, it sounded like it was only in the UK. Did they do any numbers?
No, 27% in the UK and 26.6% in the United States.
Oh wow! But
but you got to think people are getting laid off. You got to remember, you can't even. I mean, Chick-fil-A and McDonald's, they've closed their doors to where they're not even taking in-person dining because people feel like I can do better on my own, or you're going to pay us more money. And so these people are sustaining because they're not going back to work. I just heard today that Amazon is saying we're starting off new employees at $18 an hour because we need people out there driving those vehicles and delivering those packages. So something's going on where the pandemic has said it's been a good thing and it's also been bad. So the good thing is people are starting to see that I can do more with my time and let me make my own money. And then, the bad thing is, if you are a restaurant owner, you can't talk crazy or talk negatively or talk down on your employees who are only making $2 or $3 an hour and trying to survive off of tips. They feel like that they can do better for themselves. So, I mean, times have changed and now we're just in a position where this is where we are, to where people are saying, hey, I want to start my own thing.
I'm gonna tell you right now, since this thing started, I ordered my car online. I ordered my food online. I mean, everything has been like either DoorDash, Carvana, or something. It's the way. It's the future, man. I can see why that number is, or I can see why that sentiment is where it is.
So if you have no, go ahead, finish.
No, I said especially with like a lot of employers now, they're trying to mandate vaccinations, and there's people that don't want to get it. They don't want to be forced to get it. So there's a whole lot of caveats to this whole why people want to stay working for themselves or not working in an environment. I know they're trying to make us go back to work. We've been working from home right now, right? They want us to go back to work, and we had a WebEx with a screen share to see what kind of the mentality is going to be for people that want to come back. And they're like, hey, you know what? I have kids at home. And if you're saying cases are going up, they don't want to be put in a position to where, oh, now if somebody caused something, they bring that home to their family.
Bluetooth connected.
Who's gonna be liable for that, or who's gonna take responsibility for that? So there's a lot of issues that's happening. I apologize. What were you gonna say?
What in the world was that?
Whose ringtone was that? That wasn't me.
That's
What was it?
Bluetooth.
I didn't hear nothing.
Bluetooth connected, and it sounded like a rave. You know, that was you.
yeah, he over there trying to play it off.
Yeah, because I know I don't have no beats like that on my phone.
Exactly.
How does it come on automatically? I didn't even turn that on. I didn't even what.
Dude, you're doing too much, bro.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Sorry about that. I don't know why it came on.
Yeah,
Lord,
he got the TikTok, sound effects over there on his mixer, and just do the whole story though. Oh my God, I had to come back on camera.
So real brief. So real brief. If you're looking to start your own thing, James, on that story, it says check out our list of the best e-commerce platforms. I don't know if you can click it and show it, but if you're thinking about getting a website, a lot of people are going down the Wix route. Bluehost is a great hosting, and I'm not sure what is WooCommerce. I have a Bluehost account and I've had them since 2007. I've never used it. Shopify is another great place. BigCommerce, Core Commerce, and Shift4Shop, and that's pretty much. And eBay is also another alternative means that you could use if you're looking to say, hey, I have product that I would like to sell. Put it on your website. Think about ClickFunnels. I just found out about that recently, and hey, I'm selling a course or I'm selling a product. Would you like to learn more? I'm gonna show you how to do something. So think about that. What I told you earlier, you're going to need cloud storage. So with cloud storage, you might want to look at a company such as, I'm not familiar with these, but iDrive is the best cloud storage provider, where you get 5 terabytes for $3.98. You get pCloud provides a lifetime cloud storage subscription at $3 per month, or you pay $350 for 10 years. Or lastly, GetBlaze Cloud Backup free. I think they even offer a VPN with it. But it's $6.67 a month, or $6 per month. Basically offering you unlimited bandwidth and storage capacity and file sizes. So basically with the storage, if you have videos, you can put this stuff in your cloud storage to put on your Wix, your Shopify website, or whoever. And I'm looking at a new website now that allows you to do classes called Mastera. You might want to look into them. So that's just something to just think about.
Yeah.
As far as saying, all right, I got to have a website to put it on. I got to be able to store my content. And then lastly, you're going to have to think about, if I'm correct, your hosting places. Where are you going to host it? I use Bluehost. I've been with them since 2007. I highly recommend them. They have another place called iPage. SiteGround is another great website. IONOS. You can connect your web store to eBay or your Amazon marketplace with them. Liquid Web, you can run a web store with a very powerful platform. So there's some opportunities that are out there that if you're looking to say, I want to do this and I want to take my business to the next level, why not go this route? So I'm just showing you some links. The links to this article will be in the description. And if you can go out and read it yourself. And if it's something that you're saying, hey, I don't know about a website, here's a couple places here that that are at least can point you in the right direction. Same for your hosting, and same for your cloud storage.
Let me throw a curveball at you, but everything you just said is accurate, obviously. I will put all of the links in the show notes for this, but you were starting to drop some knowledge on some folks, and I'm gonna put just you on the screen and that's the wrong person. I'm gonna put you on screen with your buymeacoffee.com/IamTallboy. Hook up with him, right? And buy a consulting session with Tallboy if you want to talk about these types of services, right? He's used a handful of things from website builders are available out there that you can get for like a lifetime deal as opposed to paying subscription models. hit him up, ask for a consultancy service, and Tallboy can definitely work with you on some of those things, because this matters now, right? Again, we're all looking at making our own possible digital footprint out there. And if there's any blessing of COVID, it's the fact that a lot of folks actually had the opportunity to pause and say, what is my passion? What am I passionate about? And so that's why these resignation numbers that we're seeing in this story are going up. People want to start their own business, but it's so vast out there of how to do it. It's not hard. There's just a lot of stuff and a lot of options out there. So we can ask you the right questions that only you can answer and provide you some guidance in terms of who to use from a hosting perspective, again, who to use from a cloud storage perspective, different types of tools. You know, should you go Squarespace? Should you go WordPress? Should you go Wix? Should you go X, Y, and Z? Those kinds of things. Let us have those conversations. We may not know everything, but we can honestly point you into the direction of where you can have your questions answered. So I wanted to put that out there as a means of there. Look, man, come on, brother. This is what we do. We went a little long today, but I wanted to end on some notes there to get you some coin in your pocket so you can get some more of those PlayStation 5 games.
Oh man, I appreciate that, man. No, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I'm working on something. I'm not ready to release that just yet, but it's coming.
Yeah.
And when you see it, you once again, I like Eric said, I'm always going. I'm like the Energizer Bunny. I'm always trying to say, how can I stay ahead of the curve? And my thing is, I just want to bring people along with me, and I want people to see that this is something that that they can do too. So, I mean, the question is, do you have the will? And are you willing to do it, if that makes sense?
I love that. I'm not going to say anything else. EB, talk to us, man. We appreciate you for coming on and interjecting, bringing professional gear to a consumer show. We're going to have to talk about that out in the back room, but that's all right. It was good. What do you got going on? What can folks catch you?
You know, we're going to try to start bringing up Unscripted. We're going to start, trying to, I got some things in the works. But just to kind of reiterate on what Tallboy, I'm telling you, he is a hardworking person. I'm gonna tell you right now. I sat down, and this guy works in his sleep, literally in his sleep. We were having a conversation, and he was sleeping and talking to me at the same time. So this guy is a hardworking guy. So, but anyway, having said that, I appreciate you having me on the show. I love the show. The show is full of information and fun. I had a good time. Thank you.
Awesome, brother. Awesome. Thank you guys for joining us. We thank you for the continued support. Make sure you subscribe to the channels plural as well, right? I mean, we're all out here trying to do this to be cognizant and aware of our community. If we're not doing something right, let us know so we can correct and we can adjust for it. But we're just out here having fun, talking technology with you on a weekly basis, hopefully bringing you value, bringing on some pretty funny guests, EB, and doing what we can. Tallboy, take us out.
Hey, y'all know what time it is. It's the lab every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central.
I'm Pacific.
Oh, I didn't mess that all up. So let's do it one more time. It's the lab, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. I don't know what time it is in the UK or in Thailand, but we appreciate you. Tell a friend that if they want to learn something about tech, we have some guys that will break it down to you, tell it to you in plain English. They're going to be fair. They're not biased, and they're just going to keep it real. And we even got some funny sound effects here and there that, to just make you laugh to go with it. On that note, my name is Tallboy. That's James Hicks. And our boy, Eric, he jumps in the show whenever he wants to because that's just what he does. It's the lab, y'all. We out.
All right.